In this lecture, we are going to see how we can control the materials that are being applied to the geometry inside Ansys mechanical software for both the older versions as well as the newer versions of the software, right? For that, I will just maximize the older version of the software, and here if you want to control the material that is being applied to this particular body, you need to just come to this geometry group, and in the geometry group you need to select the geometry, and once you select the geometry you need to come down to the details window, and in the details window there is a group called material, and in the material there is an option called as assignment. So you need to come to this assignment option, and here if you observe, by default in Ansys workbench, structural steel will be applied to any object that we import into the Ansys workbench software. And remember, this point is common throughout all versions of Ansys workbench software. It may be newer versions or older versions, right? Now if you want to change the material that is assigned to the object, for that what you need to do is you need to come to this end, and there is a arrow, and if you click this arrow, what will happen is it will give us options like creating a new material or editing the existing material. And if you want to create a new material, what you will do is you need to click on new material, and once you click on new material, notice will come. You just need to click OK, and once you click OK, see here Ansys Engineering Data Manager is open. Now using this Ansys Engineering Data Manager, you can add new materials, and once you add new materials, those materials will be available for assignment here in this particular version of the Ansys software. So this is how you can control the materials that are being applied to any geometry inside the older versions of the software. Now I will switch to the newer version of the Ansys software. In the newer version of the Ansys mechanical software, there is a new group that has been added to the outline tree. So this is nothing but the materials group. This material group helps us in adding new materials and editing existing materials in a more intuitive way when compared to the older versions of the software. So once you click on this particular materials group, see here, these are the favorite materials that are by default built into the Ansys workbench software, and this is the structural steel, which is the current material that we have assigned to the geometry, and this is the copper alloy is the material that I have used previously for another project, so that is why it is showing it as history, right? Now if you want to add new materials, you can directly search for the material using this search bar. Suppose for example I want to search for copper, so I will just type in copper, and whatever the materials that are corresponding to the copper or relating to copper that are present in the engineering materials library, they all will be highlighted, and once they are highlighted, I can select from here. I will just click here, and once I click here, what will happen, I am able to see the properties that are defined to this particular material, and if I am satisfied with the properties and I want to add this particular material to the project, I will just click on this plus symbol, and once I click on the plus symbol, if you come back by cancelling out this search, see here, in addition to structural steel, copper alloy is also available for our project. Now how we are going to change the material assignment? So in order for us to change the material assignment, we have to again come to the geometry group, and in the geometry group I can select this particular geometry and come to the details window. In the details window there will be the same option of assignment, and you can just come to this end and click on the arrow, and instead of structural steel you can select copper alloy. Now if you observe, the material has changed to copper alloy. This is how you can control materials in the newer version of the Ansys mechanical software. And in addition to this, you can also come to the materials group, and you can expand the materials group, and once you expand the materials group, you will be able to see what are all the materials that are available for the current project, and Based on the selection, it is going to show the properties of that particular material here in the engineering data manager material view, right? So this is how you can control the different material assignments inside the newer version of the Ansys Workbench software.